Hello, football fans. Welcome to the Stockyards as we continue this week of SFL action with an exciting one. We have the Detroit Maulers facing off against the Fort Worth Toros. I'm DJ Kilgannon, and I'll be your play-by-play for the evening. Joined with my wonderful analysts, Rochelle Colston, our statisticians, Corey Menner and J.W. Harshorn, and of course, Cameron Irvine making the whole operation possible behind the scenes. Rochelle, it's great to be here with you tonight. Any thoughts on how this one is going to shape out?
Good evening, DJ. After speaking with both coaches, this is what I expect to see tonight. Detroit wants to catch Fort Worth off guard by increasing their pass production, while Fort Worth won't be just using a lot of single-back formations to start playing without their starting fullback. As always, both teams will have to limit interceptions and play smart defense. It's time to see which risk on offense will pay off. Let's go.
Let's have some fun. Detroit will receive. Fort Worth going to be wearing their navy blue with yellow accents. Detroit going to be sporting their all whites with purple and teal. In this late evening here in the SFL, welcome in everybody. Simmer down, get comfortable, because you have an hour and a half worth of football in front of you. Detroit is going to get the ball, and they are going to start right past the 35. A strong return there from CJ Parrish from Detroit. Let's get a look at this Detroit starting offense. QB going to be Ethan Flowers leading the way. Number 5 has had a pretty strong season, the young man has. Running back's going to be Andrew Gibson and Joel Harleman, with the big fullback going to be Terrell Sutherland. Tight ends Gordel Kahn and Robert Henson Jr. We will get to the rest here shortly. Single back look here for Flowers. Two receivers to his right. Going to take a two-step drop and shoots it to the left side. Going to fall incomplete. Was looking to Rob Hunt on that one.
And they're starting off like they want to. They're starting off passing.
He certainly did. Going to go back to that single back look here as Flowers. Going to have two receivers out to each side. A dime look here for Fort Worth. Looks like they're going to motion over a receiver. Looks like that's going to be Parrish moving from left to right. Flowers takes a 5 steps drop, fires it over the middle. He's going to connect with Rob Hunt, who gets brought down shortly after midfield.
Yeah, Rob Hunt did a great job of running his route, getting himself in between the defenders, and what a shot from Ethan Flowers.
Rest of this offense for Detroit: Rob Hunt and CJ Parrish, formerly mentioned for the Maulers. Jimmy Wint, your other receiver. Tackle Portia Henson, Hadrian Marlowe, and guards Jimmy Hayes and Jack Big Boss. That is going to be your offense for Detroit tonight. Another single back look here for Detroit. A strong left side of the line with two receivers to it. It's going to be a run to the outside and going to get tackled after a short gain of 3. Not too much to go for.
Yeah, considering that Andrew Gibson's their normal workhorse, I was surprised to see Joe Horman get the ball in the first carry.
I can agree with you there. Gibson leading the league in carries up to this point, over 100 through 5 games. High form here for Flowers, and handed off up the middle to the big fullback. That's Terrell Sutherland, with the short gain, pushing it to third and 2 here.
Nice play call using your fullback, eating all those yards on one play. 5-yard pickup for a fullback is really good.
Absolutely. This team loves their fullbacks. 43 carries for him coming into the week. A splits look here now for Detroit. A heavy set. They're going to run it right up the middle. He breaks off a tackle, and it's going to be well enough for the first down. And with that first down, let's get a chance to look at this Fort Worth defense, who's going to want to look to stop those here in the future. The defensive line: Gary D. Gond, Jeff Gagne, Luther Gahn, and Hendrick Callahan. Linebackers: Jasad Grackleflint and Jeff Spicoli. And that's going to be a completion through that defense, connecting with CJ Parrish. Let's look at the rest of the Toros here. The defensive backs: Tavius Gordon, Adam Leach, Aiden Davis, Ben Stone, Zion Waddles, Ben Sharbs, and Delaney Nash fill out that defense.
And so far, this Detroit offense is moving the ball pretty well. They are completing their passes and moving the ball down the field.
Absolutely are. Going to be the first empty set of the night here for Flowers. Takes a 5-step drop with pressure. He fires, but it's going to be incomplete, or intercepted. Excuse me. That's just sawed Grackle Flint, and that's going to be his first of the season.
That was just a bad throw by Flowers. He threw the ball right to Grackle Flint.
Certainly did, and he had the pressure coming to his side, and Grackle Flint read the eyes of the QB there, jumped the route completely, and that's a pretty big game changer there for the Toros. On offense here, the Toros in their navy blue going to come out hoping to please this home crowd after a rough start to their season, 1-3 up to this point. Going to motion over a man to the left side of that line. Under center, he's going to roll out to his right. Halfback picks up a blocker. He fires it across field, and he's going to connect. That's Henry McGee who makes the tight catching coverage.
What a great play by McGee.
Certainly, you see the tight coverage there, defender on him, but just a good enough throw and a good enough catch to be able to haul that in well past the sticks. Your captain of the offense tonight, Eric Price, under center, takes a 2-step drop, firing it again to the left-hand side. That was the same defensive back there trying to make a play.
King Rashid almost had that one.
So close yet so far. Let's get a look at the Fort Worth offense here. Eric Price, like formerly mentioned, leading the charge at quarterback. Jet Zero and Jay-Z Bacon going to be your halfbacks. Aaron Alexander, your fullback. Henry McGee, Hunter Jacobs, Nick Fritchley, and Stephen Hacker going to be your receivers. Eric Price again in single back formation here.
Let's keep an eye on Hacker. He's our leading receiver on this team.
He is. So they're going to motion over Jacobs again, putting him off the line. Going to hand it off up the middle. Breaking a tackle is Jay-Z Bacon as he pushes ahead for 6 yards.
Now, Fort Worth has two very good running backs. They have Jet Zero and Jay-Z Bacon. They're used almost interchangeably. They have just about the same amount of carries on the season.
Yeah, very two-headed backfield, if you will, here in Fort Worth. Single back look again. Both of these teams looking comfortable in it. Strong left side. His pressure's to him, but he fires, and that one is nearly picked and taken back the other way. That's Rick Evans, who's able to make the play.
It's two bad passes by Price tonight.
Yeah, certainly. And let's introduce the rest of that Fort Worth offense before they get off the field. Tight end Robert Garrett Jr., Duke LaRue at tackle, Emilio Panda on the other side, and Jalil LaRue at your guard. We will see them again shortly after this next Detroit drive. Punt going to be fielded at about the 29, pushes forward for a gain of 4 or so. And Rochelle, first 2 drives for both of these squads seeming a little stagnant, maybe a little slow. Detroit had some success, but after the mistake, unable to punch anything in.
And Detroit's plan to catch Fort Worth off guard. They came out passing, which they normally don't do. Yeah. Normally, all you see is Andrew Gibson all night, but so far.
Yeah, certainly changing it up as Detroit. You're certainly right on that. A shotgun pass here for Flowers. He fires it over the middle. The passing game continues, that time to Jimmy Wint.
Another tight pass. I mean, perfect execution.
Yeah, great throw. Just attacking a weak spot in the zone. The safety was the only man close enough to make a hit on him, but just late enough to maybe make a play on the ball there. Flowers again going to have an empty set behind him. Fort Worth set up in a 4-3 here. Looks like they're going to motion over the tight end. That's Gordel Khan moving from left out to that middle receiver spot. 2-step drop here for Flowers. He takes a few more and fires it over the middle. That was to Andrew Gibson, who's unable to haul it in.
I think that time he was forced to throw the ball a little bit before he actually wanted to. He felt the pressure coming.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. Seemed like the pressure was a little bit too much for him to handle. And with a 4-3 defense, you can do that, which they will be in again. A very similar formation as last time here for Detroit, just flipped. But again, they will motion over a tight end. We're seeing that quite a bit for them. Again, it will be Gordel Khan. This time moving over to the right-hand side. Going to be the second receiver over there. Takes a 5-step drop. Rifles that one downfield. It's going to meet the hands of a linebacker, and it will fall incomplete.
That was just side grackle fent there with a pass deflection. Almost an interception again.
Yeah, it would have been tremendous for him to come into this one with no interceptions on the season and leave with 2 in the first 4 minutes.
Do they have any running back plays in this playbook? Wow, all these open sets.
Yeah, they certainly meant it when they said pass the ball, huh? Again, gonna fire it, rightfully so, in 3rd and long, and it connects. Jimmy went again over the middle of the field. It seems to be a hot spot for him.
Definitely middle of the field, so a place to attack. You can get yourself in between the linebackers and the secondary, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly
that zone
right.
defense.
Absolutely are. That was Delaney Nash playing in a sub linebacker spot there. Well, there's a little bit of levels concept, making the linebacker in that spot focus on 2 men at once, and if you're able to float it over him, it's going to be hard to stop. Again, we're going to see an empty look here in this formation. 5-step drop here for Flowers. He tosses that one downfield to Gibson, who is also running a lot of routes in the middle of the defense here. We saw it thrown to him previously, but this time it's hauled in.
They're attacking the middle of this field. They're finding a little spot in that zone defense, and they're taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. Looks like a running down here, and it will be. A fullback dive to no avail. That is a loss of 1. Not too often you see that in the fullback dive.
Great job by Jeff Spicoli, the outside linebacker, number 56.
Great job of reading the defense there. I mean, you could tell it was a run. Absolute heavy set, almost goal line, if you will. Another run going to be pitched to Gibson, and he is stopped again for a loss. Fort Worth smothering any run attempt that Detroit has.
And that time, Ben Stone came in from his free safety spot to make that hit.
And they are going to attempt a kick here. Scylla Aldmere going to be out to boot it. 8 for 13 on the season. Or 8 for 8, excuse me. And that one is good. Going to push the lead for Detroit up to 3 after an 8-play, 38-yard drive.
They got the 3 points. They settled for the 3 points, I should say. They were going for it all. But, so far, a couple good passes and 2, negative runs. But
yeah, and that one barely slicing right to squeeze through the upright was the kick by Scylla Aldmere, staying perfect on the season so far. We're going to see a return here from Fort Worth, and hoping they can bounce back after Detroit finally able to put some points up. You got to hope to see they can do the same.
Both of these offenses are looking totally different than what they normally look like. I mean, without the fullback, you're seeing in Fort Worth nothing but single back formations, which is very unusual.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams really relying on single back, it seems, up to this point. And empty as well. They're going to go back to that single back formation we've seen so much of. Detroit packing the box pretty tightly. Looks like 8 people down there. They run it to that right-hand side. It's going to be a gain of 3 before Bacon is wrapped up. Now let's take a look at this tenacious Detroit defense who has been in talks lately. Thomas Matthews, Frodo Lagan, Sean Parent, and Robert Cherry going to be your defensive line. We'll get to the rest of them here shortly. Strong eye look here. 2-step drop, fires it out to the halfback, and he's got some room to run. Gets just short of the sticks before he's forced out of bounds. Rest of that Detroit defense, Kenneth Gaston Jr., Casper Haddock, Matthias Citrion, going to be your linebackers. J.W. Hartshorn, King Rashid, Rick Evans, Chris Delro, Ram Narsudi, and Jubilee Marsh, going to be your defensive backs. And Scylla Aldmere and Millen Tails, going to be your special teams unit for them.
And now we have 2 backs in the backfield.
Yes, something we haven't seen a whole lot of. He does get loose. He jumps out of the frying pan on that play and is able to push himself well past the sticks. And with such a good running attack that they have, I'm glad to see they're taking advantage of it. Yeah, terrific.
Great job by the offensive line there.
Terrific blocking. And yeah, you could have drove a truck through that hole.
Never get through that hole.
Just shy of the 50 here is Fort Worth. Again, back to this familiar single back formation and a heavy set defense from Detroit. Two-step drop. The pressure's there, but he fires to the left-hand side. Going to be just past the sticks as Henry McGee with the catch.
Good job of Price to stay in the pocket and standing strong and out from the pressure and get rid of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely, and you could see there the defense just playing so far off of Henry McGee. It would have been almost a crime if Eric Price didn't fire it to him, and thankfully for the offense, he was able to connect. Really soft coverage there on that side. Again, we'll see some single back here for Price. It's going to be a delayed handoff up the middle and to no avail. Just a gain of 2 before he is smothered up by that strong defensive line.
They're definitely missing that fullback blocking.
Yeah, absolutely. And their best run of the night was when they had their big lineman set up at the fullback spot when they ran that, that split look. Two-step drop here for Price, and he's going to rifle it to the right side. A defensive back is going to get their hand on it, which saves what would have been a first down for Fort Worth.
I do believe that was number 29, Jubilee Marsh, with the pass deflection.
Looked like it, playing him down in the box, using his pass coverage to their advantage. Now we're going to see 5 wide here for Fort Worth. Detroit in the dime.
Spreading that defense out.
Absolutely are. We're going to see Fort Worth motion over Robert Garrett Jr. They're tied into that right-hand side. Price evading pressure, launches it over the middle. It didn't see anyone in the area besides white jerseys. Another ill-advised throw from Price.
That time, Kenneth, number 52, got their hands on it, and one other player. I think it was Ram Norsudi.
Yeah, Sudi and Gaston Jr. there making nice plays for Detroit. And another drive for Fort Worth, Ray, that just isn't what they want. And, you got to be looking at it. Do you change something? I mean, the single back, it seems like they're really relying on it, and it's just not letting their run game really develop like we've seen them do in the past.
On the outside, that really worked with that little swing pass out to the zero, which he's not really outside running back. Usually he's a power back up the middle, so that was a little different too.
Definitely different. Bacon top 10 in rushing yards through this week. Haven't seen much of him tonight, only a few runs. Flowers here going to be in a shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. The 1 receiver to his left is going to be motioning to the right-hand side to meet the other 2 in the middle. That's going to be C.J. Parrish. A defender follows him across, and Flowers throws right before the pass rush gets there, and it's Parrish. He catches it just before the line of scrimmage, is able to charge his way for a first down, but it's going to look like some clipping here for the offense, it looks like. That's going to be Rob Hunt charged with the penalty. Let's get a look at it here. Yeah, I mean, certainly was behind him. Let him play, ref.
Once, but twice.
Let him play. If you call one of those, I feel like you got to call both of them, right? Double punishment.
Let the first one go. The second one was
He was like, okay, he did it again. You know what? We're gonna see another empty look here for Flowers. 5-step drop. The pressure's coming, and he fires. It's gonna be intercepted. That is Delaney Nash, who's going to pick that one off for Fort Worth. The former season 21 MVP making a huge play.
He kind of saw that one coming. Delaney just set himself up in the middle of the field and just watched the quarterback.
Yeah, Delaney Nash said, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, and it won't happen. We've seen Flowers in this Detroit offense try and bully him in the middle of the defense, if you will, and that time he really made him pay for it. Now, Fort Worth, you got to get some points on this one. Already at the 15. Going to go back to that single back. Price under center. Hands it off right up the middle. Keep doing some of that, Fort Worth, as you charge ahead for a gain of 5.
Nice pickup, Bacon. I think if Fort Worth can get this run game going, Detroit might be in trouble.
I completely agree with you. Maybe add a few more strong sets, and here we go. This is one of the runs we saw that had some success. They do have another big body on the left side of the split.
Big body? That's a huge...
Before we saw this run up the middle, we will see it again, but to no avail. That's Jubilee Marsh for Detroit. getting in there and playing some run as the safety.
That's like a refrigerator paving the way for you to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to get some. And they ran away from him. Interesting decision there not to run behind that mammoth of a human. Price going to drop back 5 steps, fires it to the right-hand side, and it's intercepted. Jubilee Marsh, who just previously made that huge play, is going to take it the other way, and Fort Worth from the 15-yard line is going to somehow not get any points. Wow, what a play.
He just jumped that route. He watched that quarterback and just jumped it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's Jubilee Marsh's first interception of the season. What a spot to get it in. You're going to keep Fort Worth to 0 points on a possession that they surely should have got some.
At least 3.
Yeah, absolutely right. And this one's just
from Detroit. Oh my goodness.
Just exciting. They're firing it and pick again. Oh my goodness! And guess who? Just saw Grackle Flint getting his second on the season and on the night.
The linebackers are just sitting in the middle of the field just waiting.
Oh my goodness.
Look, he just sat there.
Yeah, I mean, they fired it again to Andrew Gibson. We mentioned how frequently they've been throwing to him in the middle of the field. Now, Ray, inside the 30, you were just inside the 15. If they don't score here, I don't know. Detroit had one play and they gave it back. They said, you know what?
Run the ball, keep the field goals. Hey,
run the ball, keep the ball out of the air. It's an interception party tonight in Fort Worth in the Stockyards. Let's see some more ground and pound from two teams that routinely do it. Now back to the play.
Fort Worth was actually a little bit more balanced coming in.
That's a good point. And in future seasons, we've seen them be that very balanced attack and rely on Stephen Hacker quite a bit and Bacon, and that's what we're seeing. That trend is continuing this season.
We haven't seen Hacker yet. Oh, look, now we got different. Got that big body playing fullback.
Oh, yep,
again.
Here we go. I form. What's it gonna be? A run right behind the big man, but he lags behind. A stiff arm, and oh my goodness, what a play! That's Jet Zero who tight ropes his way down the sideline, and Ray, what a way to end the first quarter.
Yeah, Jet Zero, your big body power back, just pushing people out of his way. He's a menace once he gets going.
Absolutely. We mentioned how he doesn't get put in those quick, elusive spots much, but that time he did, and he really showed out. What a first quarter. It's turnover city here in Fort Worth. Detroit is going to have the lead 3-0 as we end the first quarter. We'll be back shortly, folks. Welcome back, everybody. I am DJ Kilgannon, joined with my analyst Rochelle Colston here tonight, Corey Minner and JW Harstorn in stats, Cameron Irvine, of course, in the production truck, making this all possible. And here we go. There's that big body again, but it doesn't matter. They're going to fire it to the left-hand side to who else? Mr. Hacker, double eights, is going to score the first touchdown of this one.
That time, Hacker just...
Looked like the King Rashid, the corner there, tried to get a hand up on that pass, and it sailed just over his head. A little bit of an aggressive attempt there. Hacker and Eric Price took full advantage of it. Kick is up, and it is good. That's Sophia Peaches, the kicker for Fort Worth, knocking that one in.
If you're going to leave a receiver by himself, Hacker's not the one.
That's exactly right. If you're gonna, even one-on-one for Stephen Hacker is risky, but I mean, he looked like he was in a quarantine zone, right? No one was even near him.
He gets off the line so fast. Hacker's quick off the line. I mean, if you watch him, he's just really, really fast.
Yeah, and it's one of those receivers that seems like he's so quick he can really win any press coverage he finds himself in. And we really saw that there. A little fade route to the corner. Worked like a charm. Now Detroit going to bounce back, hopefully. Going to get some points here as Fort Worth passed them in total yards with those two very short drives. Flowers going to be under center with an empty backfield. Rob Hunt's going to make his way from right to left again. Yes, ma'am. 4-3 look here for Fort Worth. Two-step drop. The pressure's coming slowly. He fires it back, and he's going to complete it. That's to number 89 for Detroit. That's Travis Taylor who's going to catch that.
Wow. I mean, you got the credit O-line there. Oh, my gosh. They just fought.
They sure did. It looked like that pocket was collapsing quickly, but every single one of those O-linemen eventually won that battle, putting the defenders on their backsides and giving Flowers enough time to connect. Empty set again here.
Amazing.
Sound like a broken record at this point, I feel like. You see motion from right to left, making it 3 receivers to Flowers' right-hand side. 5-step drop here. He's going to launch it to the middle of the field, and he's going to connect with the big target. That's Joel Harleman. Up to this point, only had 1 catch, but he's getting involved in the pass game now.
Yeah, I realize Detroit came in here with 208 rushing attempts versus 129 passing attempts, and they just turned this upside down.
Yeah, absolutely have. Looking like a whole new Detroit right now. At this point, only 5 rushing attempts between their backfield when we usually see a lot more. Again, an empty set look here. Fort Worth going to be in their 4-3 again. It's going to be Gordel Khan making his way from left to right again, making it 3 on Flowers' right. 2-step drop, and he launches it to the right. And the defender just makes a great play on the ball. That's Jeff Spicoli, who's able to bat that one down.
Another linebacker making a great pass deflection in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Detroit just seeming to slow down a bit as this drive is continuing, getting closer and closer to the end zone. That pass game won't be able to work forever. Gibson's going to actually motion from his receiver spot into the backfield. Flowers going to drop back, move to his left, and launches that one to the left. And Gibson, who was in the backfield, is going to be open downfield for a wide open catch.
And Gibson is doing a great job of getting behind everybody. I mean, he's all by himself. Safety's basically in the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that play call from Detroit. They move him into the backfield to try and maybe keep the eyes off of him. And he just slithers past the defense, getting into that second level. You saw that graphic there. Already 3 picks for Flowers in this one. Now he's going to roll out to his left, and he's going to get brought down. Jeff Gagne dropping the hammer.
I mean, Jerry John, Jeff, they are all capable of getting lots of sacks. They're big, huge linemen. They're very quick off the line, and they just get to him.
And they do indeed. No one even had a chance. It didn't help that he also rolled out to him, so it just made that hit even harder, got to him a little quicker, and that makes it his first full sack on the season. Previously had half a sack. Flowers in a 5-wide look here, launches that one over the middle, way over the head of his tight end. That was Robert Henson Jr. who was on the route. Nowhere near him. The closest person it was to that Toro safety.
Ben Sharp's almost had himself an interception right there.
That would have made it 4 right now. Yeah, that would have made it 4.
Oprah's not leaving the building. She's still handing out interceptions.
She is, and she's wearing number 5 tonight. Speaking of 5 wide again for Detroit. Launch to the right-hand side in double coverage. C.J. Parrish unable to haul that one in.
Good job by Fort Worth secondary. I mean, the coverage is locking down in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, you see the safety over the top, shading towards his side, and Flowers just throws a risky pass, double coverage, just to no avail. And, we talked about how the passing game won't work as you get further downfield, and I guess the 15 was that mark. And we're going to go for another field goal here. This one going to be from 32. Scylla Aldmere getting the nod, hoping to make it double digits on the season for her field goal attempts.
Good.
She does. Splits the uprights, making it 10, and making it a 1-point game.
At some point, Detroit will have to adjust and start running the ball when they get inside the 20.
They absolutely will. And for their sake and all of the fans watching at home's sake, I hope it is sooner rather than later, because it seems like once they get inside the 20 or so, it starts to get just a little stagnant, if you will. But up to that point, the pass game is really working.
Well, when you get inside the 20, everything becomes compact. Your secondary, is right there with your linebackers, and they can cover just about anything thrown.
And it's not like
between the coverage.
Yeah, and it's not like they don't have the backfield to switch up the game plan. I mean, they have.
Do.
Yeah, exactly. Gibson, who's playing at an all-star level. I'd argue Terrell Sutherland at the fullback spot is playing at an all-star level right now. I mean, Gibson leads the league in carries. He's 6th in yards, and he's top 3 in touchdowns. I mean, he's a very capable back that they trust, and I'd like to see him get the ball a little bit more. But nonetheless, Fort Worth going to have their turn on offense, hoping to extend their lead. Price launches it to the left-hand side, and that one is going to fall incomplete through the hands of King Rashid.
Wow, Fort Worth's taking themselves. They're touching so many passes.
They really are. They're either catching them or dropping ones they should catch.
They went to the Rochelle Colson School of Catching.
Yeah, you can be the principal. I'll teach one of the courses because I'm right there with you. That one is going to be caught in a sea of maulers. Of course, who else? If you're ever feeling down, you're feeling blue, fire one to Stephen Hacker, and almost assuredly he's going to catch it.
He doesn't drop that many.
No. I mean, surprisingly, in this one, Ray, he's been targeted 4 times. That's his second catch. I mean, the previous catch was that touchdown. And before that, that was his first catch. Single back here for Fort Worth again. Price fires that one to the left-hand side again. That time it's going to be caught by Henry McGee, who gets brought down shortly after.
So we're targeting mostly just 2 receivers here, McGee and Hacker. You need to start covering them better.
Yep, absolutely. That's McGee's 7th target, 3rd catch. Hacker been targeted 4 times. Now we see a run up the middle. That's going to be Jay-Z Bacon, who pushes forward past the sticks.
I mean, you have that. Okay, so unlike Detroit, Fort Worth is, running the ball, keeping the defense honest. I mean, if you're not going to run the ball, Fort Worth knows what you're going to do every single time, especially if you're in a single back formation.
Yeah, and I think that's why. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and that's why we keep finding it that Fort Worth is, just able to get a hand on every pass made by Detroit. That time it's Jet Zero pushes right past the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1.
Chris Delro from his free safety spot coming up and making a big hit, only gain of 1.
Another single back look here from Fort Worth. 2-step drop from Price, launches that one to the middle of the field. Hacker again catches that one in tight coverage, the reliable target. I don't blame him for going to him. Hacker been in the league for 14 seasons, a former offensive rookie of the season, 7-time All-Star. There's only been 4 seasons where he wasn't an All-Star. That's impressive.
Very impressive.
Or 7, excuse me. My math's awful. 4 seasons in Fort Worth where he hasn't been an All-Star. There you go. That's a little better. Split look here again. They don't have that. Oh, they do have the big body back there, but they run away from him. Doesn't matter. They're going to push forward past that first down marker as we just get past the halfway point in the second quarter. If you're Detroit, got to start feeling a little nervous as Fort Worth seems to be marching down the field. But you can see there the total yards mark. Teams are pretty much even right now. As Price hopes to take a lead here with this play. Fires that one to the left-hand side. McGee catches it, but he's running the other way, but turns back around. What a roller coaster it was. Went around the loop-de-loop and eventually made his way back north.
McGee ran 20 yards to gain 10.
He did. He ran
10 backwards and then 10 forward.
Exactly. Went around a roundabout a few times, if you will, but finally got back on track, followed the GPS, and pushed forward. Going? I'm sure everyone else on Fort Worth was thinking the same thing. And now Price, he's going to scramble and get brought down. That one's going to be J.W. Hartshorn on the sack. If you had him getting the first sack for Detroit tonight on your bingo card, I would call you a liar.
No, I thought for sure it'd be somebody else for sure.
Definitely. I mean, no knock on him for sure, but you look at the sack numbers for Detroit. Sean Parent leads the league. Robert Cherry is right behind him. Thomas Matthews is 4th. Frodo Laggins is 7th. They own the top of the sack numbers in the SFL right now. Two-step drop.
At the stats before the game, I was like, how many sacks does this team have?
Yeah.
I thought I was reading something wrong. I thought I intercepted to the website wrong or something. I was like, what?
Thought one of us made an error, but perfect as ever, if you will. As Fort Worth hopes to get closer and closer now. They need 12 yards to keep this drive going. Going to be an empty set. You got 3 receivers to your left, 5 people playing on the line now for Detroit. Price launches that one to the middle. That's Kenneth Gaston Jr. who gets his hands on it.
Both of these defenses are doing lots of pass deflections tonight. They're both doing a pretty good job in the secondary. You're going to force Fort. Yeah. What?
We're already seeing. Oh,
are they punting?
Okay. No, they're kicking, thankfully. Detroit already with 7 pass deflections. Fort Worth only having 3 pass deflections, but they have 3 interceptions. And Fort Worth, a very rough and tough drive, if you will. 12 plays for 49 yards. Talk about finally running, right?
Fort Worth being more methodical than Detroit. Detroit's just letting it all hang. We just gonna be gunslingers all night long. We don't even know what to call.
I mean, they took some notes. They certainly changed things up, and they're going for it all on this one. And hopefully, it'll start showing us full colors. Some of those passes. Oh, yeah, certainly. As Wint gets down to the 31, crosses the 30, and is finally brought down. Fort Worth having a 10-yard lead on Detroit now with 3 interceptions. I mean, that's a crazy stat. Detroit has turned it over 3 times and only has 10 less yards than Fort Worth.
And then Fort Worth actually didn't convert on one of their interceptions. So.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be a lot worse.
And we're going to see some more empty from Detroit.
My gosh.
Gordal Khan makes his way to the right side of that formation. Gonna be the inside receiver for Flowers. Takes a 5-step drop. Shoots that one to the right-hand side.
Nice coverage.
Yeah, and the corner is gonna make the hit just as the ball was getting there, and that's 89 again. Gonna be unable to haul that one in. That's Travis Taylor again. For 19 now is Flowers. Another empty look here. Just under 50% for him. Oh, we saw this look earlier. Gibson motions to the backfield. Let's see if he runs that same little out. Flowers moves to his left, runs the same exact play, and again it succeeds. Gibson motions to the backfield, runs out and runs past the linebackers, and he's just slippery enough to get to that second level.
He's becoming very much a dual threat running back. I mean, great play.
Yep, certainly is becoming that, like you mentioned, that dual threat in Detroit. His second season in Detroit, spent 3 seasons as a part of the Canton Classics before that, where he was a wide receiver. So it does make sense that he is able to get involved in the passing game quite a bit. Flowers takes a drop back, and he shoots that one right into the hands of Delaney Nash, making it 4 now for Fort Worth. Fort Worth says, if you want to mess with us, you're going to get the horns. Mark down 2 for Nash and 2 for Grackle Flynn.
And Detroit's hoping that Oprah leaves this building soon.
I'd imagine so. They're getting sick of her. All right. Fort Worth again with the ball back, and again on the opposite side of the field to start. A delayed handoff up the middle and a great play call. That one's going to be to Jay-Z Bacon. He gets 5 yards before he's even touched.
Like I said before, the difference is Fort Worth's keeping the defense honest. They're mixing their runs and the passes. Detroit is not.
Yep, I completely agree with you. Fort Worth isn't afraid to pass, but they certainly know when to run. Detroit should probably take a note out of that book and put it to use next drive. That one going to be handed off to Zero, and he's going to fight
got it.
for 4 yards. A very tough physical 4-yard run there, as it's just 1 yard short of the mark to gain.
You're probably going to see another one from Fort Worth here.
I would imagine so. Maybe we see that split look with that big old brute in the backfield. There is it's not split, but it's I form. But
and there's a refrigerator in the back.
There he is, the dishwasher, the fridge, the mammoth, whatever you want to call him. He's back there, and he's a presence. 2-minute warning now in the stockyards. Fort Worth has the ball inside the opposing 40. There he is, Ray. That formidable force.
It's like a block.
Like a cinder block back there.
Follow
Price
him.
surveys up the middle. Jay-Z Bacon is going to fight forward. We're going to see a flag, though, maybe more clipping. Or we're going to see a defensive penalty. Oh, they brought him down by the mask. Can't do that. That's number 27 on the incidental face mask. That's King Rashid. Detroit, I can only imagine, is hating to see that yellow piece of laundry on the field. They saw it plenty last week, which is what inevitably led them to lose last week against Chicago. As Price is going to line up under center, going to hand that one right up the gut. It's Bacon again charging ahead for a gain of 4.
That time, that was all Bacon. He just kept grinding his legs and pushed everybody forward.
I mean, he meets a linebacker, a few yards past the line of scrimmage. And like you said, that's all him, just fighting and churning his legs, getting as much as he can. There's that large Mondo man in the backfield again. Goes out and trying to find a block, but to no avail. Only a 2-yard gain. Kenneth Gaston Jr. going to shoot down Jet Zero as he tries to push forward. Oh, here we go. This 5 wide for Fort Worth. Dime package for... Oh, they do fire it to the right-hand side. I believe you're right, Ray. Great analysis. That was Hacker, I believe, on the right-hand side as Fort Worth calls a timeout.
I just dumped it off in the middle of the field where Hacker was, trusting your receiver to catch it.
Yep, absolutely. And it was tight coverage on Hacker, but he's the type of receiver to have enough concentration to haul that in 7 times out of 10 generously.
We're in the red zone.
They are. Trips to the right.
Ooh.
Shoots it to the left-hand side. That was to Henry McGee, who certainly had a chance to catch that one. The cornerback was a little bit off of him, but no luck on the catch.
He had 2 hands on that ball. He should have came down with it.
Should have, certainly. Getting a look at the game across the block here. Mexico City leading Fort Worth 34-9 as the 4th quarter begins over there. Well, back to the stockyard we go. As Price takes that snap, shoots it to the middle of the field.
Deflected.
And that one, no luck, as it's going to drop incomplete, forcing 3rd and long here for Fort Worth.
I think Robert Cherry got his hands on it.
I think you're right. Certainly had a big help in that play. We're going to see 2 to each side of Price here. Bring the linebacker up as he shoots that one to the middle of the field. Only going to be a gain of 4, but in this situation, it's not going to do too much. As going to call your 2nd timeout. Almost assuredly, you're going to kick a field goal here. Just try and increase your lead a little bit.
You're definitely in Sophia Peach's range. Last week, they didn't trust her that much. And when let her kick keeping, that wasn't really close.
Peach is going to kick this one up, and it is good. And pushing her totals to 6-6 on the season. Both of these kickers still perfect through 5.5 games, if you will.
Wait, it's still a 1-score game.
It is. Yeah, just barely. And going to see a return here from Detroit. And yeah, it is barely a 1-score game. A touchdown will tie it with 50 seconds left. Detroit, with the offense they're using right now, Ray, this isn't a spot they should be too scared of with 50 seconds left.
No, we're going to see nothing but empty sets. They should be able to get 20-yard chunks down the field.
Yeah, they should
got
feel
all 3 timeouts.
They should feel absolutely comfortable and at home here. And there it is. Empty set. Flowers under center. We're going to see that motion. It's Gibson moving to the backfield. Let's see if we see that little post route from the back to the left. Flowers, 5-step drop, shoots it to the right. It's going to be caught, not what the defense expected. Certainly not what I did. That's Rob Hunt, who catches it in an immediate timeout for Detroit. That's going to be their first.
I mean, Aiden Davis was right on. The coverage was good. Just a perfect pass.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely was. The man coverage was there. Just a better play from Hunt. Empty set again here for Flowers. Past the 50-yard line now, the 4-3 from Fort Worth, locking eyes with him. That's Gordel Khan, going to make his way to the right, making it 3 receivers to his right-hand side. Flowers, 2-step drop, shoots it to the right. It's going to be caught again by Rob Hunt on the little hitch route there. That's going to be the second timeout for Detroit now.
I'm not sure why Rob Hunt just stood there and hesitated, but he didn't try to move forward. It's like, okay, you got the first down. That's all I really cared about.
Yeah, and like you said, it seemed like he was stuck in the mud. His feet unable to move. Flowers now 50% completion, but those interceptions are taking a toll on the young man. Gibson again going to motion into the backfield.
Play in the middle of the field.
Yep. I think you're right. Flowers 5-step drop, and he is brought down. His blind side was invaded. That's Jeff Gagne. Brings him down for the sack.
It's the second sack of the game. I do believe it was Gagne before, too. Yep.
I believe you're right. 5 wide here for Flowers. A dime look from Fort Worth. Inside the 45 after the sack. Hoping to shake that off and connect deep downfield. Going to see Jimmy Wimp move from right to left. Flowers 5-step drop, rifles it to the right-hand side. It's going to bat off a few men. Looked like a volleyball play more than a football play on that one. And off the hands of Ben Stone, it eventually drops dead.
You do that into quadruple coverage. Oh.
Fourth and 5, they're going for it.
Okay.
Empty set. They're like, why not? We're down by a score. We're past the 45. Gordel Khan moves to the right side. Flowers 5-step drop, shoots it to the right, and it's caught by Khan, who gets the first down, and it's hurry-up offense now.
Still have one timeout in their pocket.
They do. They're not going to call it, though. They're going to go back to the empty set. Khan, the last to the line, and they spike it down.
They'll huddle up here. One long pass, call a timeout.
Yep.
Kick a field goal.
Even 3 here would be nice. Yeah, I mean, cut it to a touchdown game at this point. Touchdown to give you the lead. But now they're in their heaviest set of the game, and they run it.
What?
They finally run it whenever they don't have the time to do so. They're going to hurry to the line. After the 3-yard gain from Gibson, 3, 2, and they pitch it to the right-hand side. It's Gibson, and he will get brought down after a gain of about 5. And Detroit, after the interesting set of play calls to end the half, is going to end with a 7-point deficit. Fort Worth going to go into the half leading 13-6. Rochelle, I am so interested to hear your thoughts about this one.
Well, after all the interceptions, I'm surprised this is still a 7-point game, number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, Detroit needs to go in at halftime and make some adjustments for their offense. You just can't become one-dimensional at this point.
Yep, I completely agree.
Fort Worth's been very methodical. They've been moving the body on the field. They've been running. They've been passing. Detroit, you got to do something different second half.
Absolutely. And, for Detroit right now, you got to look. You've thrown 4 picks and only let up 13 points. You had mentioned it. That's at least a positive. Jasad Grackleflint going to be your player of the half. 2 interceptions with 5 tackles and a pass deflection. Been playing elite defense up to this point. We'll see you back shortly in the stockyards. Welcome back to all your beautiful faces. I'm DJ Kilgannon. My analyst tonight, Rochelle Colston. Happy to have you, as always, Rochelle. Cameron Irvine in the broadcast truck, making it all possible. J.W. Hartshorn and Corey Menner in the stats truck, keeping stats for us, making us sound smart. All right, Rochelle, come out of the half. You're Fort Worth. Your offense, was a little stagnant at times, but it was certainly the more quote-unquote efficient, if you will. I mean, you see them down in the total yards department, but would you agree they were the more efficient offense there?
Well, they were more methodical offense. I mean, they were more balanced. They can't get their run game going like they'd like to.
Yep. Now we're going to see Hunter Jacobs, motion from left to right. Now playing off the line. Price rolls out to his left, shoots that one to the left side of the field. That time going to be to Henry McGee. Going to be really tight defense there from King Rashid, who causes that one to be incomplete.
Nice defense by Detroit.
Yeah, very nice. That's what you want to see to start the half. Going to have Jet Zero as your single back now. A tight box here from Detroit. Price under center.
Run.
They are, but they don't. They all gonna get brought down for a sack, and that's what everybody was waiting for. Robert Cherry, who has been playing well over an all-star level, gonna bring down Eric Price for a sack, making it double digits already through 6 games.
Wow. So it's like Detroit's gonna bring more pressure this half on the quarterback.
Yeah, certainly looked like it, and in a shocking turn of events, that's their first sack of the game, Ray. You look at last week, I think everyone knows what they did last week. That's a shocking stat to say the least. Price drops back 5 steps, rolls out way to his left, and takes off. Gonna outrun the defenders, and he fumbles! But they pick it up, the big fella does. Charges forward for a few extra yards. And on what could have been a very scary situation, turns into a gain of a few by Duke LaRue.
I mean, Price is carrying that ball like a loaf of bread.
He certainly didn't go to ball carrier school. And, he slid. He did what he was supposed to, but...
yeah, but you got to protect the ball. You got to wrap that thing up.
You can't hold it like bread. You got to hold it like the eggs from the grocery store, right? Because there's one slight move, and they crack. And Price cracked on that one.
In one hand, couple fingers, just running down the field with the ball like he's a running back or something.
So nonchalant, looking like trying to be a playmaker out there. Made a play for the defense as they have to punt now. Detroit, who leads in the total yards department, but is down by a touchdown. Again, we're going to see some empty here for Flowers in this Detroit offense. After a very rough first half, hope to shake it off. Fires that one over the middle. Gets met by only a pair of hands, and those hands belong to Jasad Grackleflint.
He's just sitting in the middle of the field waiting. He's hungry. He wants another interception.
Yep, the former New York Gargoyle with that pass deflection. Playing now for the Fort Worth Toros. It's going to be a empty set look here again for Detroit. Robert Henson Jr. making his way from right to left. Looks like maybe some pressure here from Fort Worth. They do bring it. Throws it away as the pressure gets there. That's Robert Henson, who catches that one on the left-hand side and charges forward for a gain of 7, making it 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Adam Leach just held on for his life there, bringing him down.
Finally going to have some backs in the backfield here for Detroit. A split back look is what it'll be. Flowers going to survey the defense. 4-3 look here from Fort Worth. Hands it up right up the middle to Gibson, and he charges forward, gaining a first down for him. And if I'm not mistaken, that's their longest rush of the night, which is crazy to say.
I'm glad to see it. I mean, 3rd and short, there's no reason you should be passing the ball in an empty set. Oh, well, here we go.
Yeah, I think the fans are almost as happy as you. Flowers 2-step drop, shoots that one, but again, meets the hands of Delaney Nash Flowers is going to fly back to Detroit tonight and have nightmares about number 41 and number 55, Grackle Flint and Delaney Nash, all night.
Well, that time he was almost sacked. He had to get rid of it and very quick rush throw. We have a back in the backfield.
We do. Single back here for Detroit. That's Andrew Gibson back there. He shoots that one up the middle. No luck. Overleads the receiver up the middle a little bit. Yeah, wasn't really anyone in the area.
I saw the blue jersey of the safety.
Yep, I'm with you there. And now you're forced to pass.
Oh, well, it's okay.
They don't mind. It's going to be 5 wide here for Flowers. We'll see Jimmy Wint move from right to left on the formation. Makes his way to the inside of that trio of receivers on the left. A dime package here for Fort Worth. Shoots that one to the left, just over the hands of the defender. Gonna connect with Rob Hunt, their leading receiver on the season.
Good job by Hunt getting behind the defenders, and what a great throw by Ethan Flowers. And pretty tight coverage there also.
Yeah. A great look from Flowers, who is 1 pass shy from 30 attempts tonight. And we're not even halfway through the third. He's going to need some ice tonight. Going to see some movement on the line. That's 48. Goes in motion. Shoots that one to the left-hand side, connecting with C.J. Parrish. Getting all the receivers involved right now is Detroit.
Well, that's a good thing. If you're going to pass the ball, you need to involve everybody, including your running backs.
That's a great point. All of the receivers have a catch, and both of their backs have a catch. The fullback, the only offensive playmaker without a catch up to this point. I'm sure we'll see that soon. Another single back look here for Detroit. Fort Worth in the nickel. Oh, and so much pressure. 2 Fort Worth Toros hit him, and eventually it's Jerry D. Gone who brings him down for the sack.
Yeah, those 2 defenders just came out of nowhere. And they just appeared at the quarterback.
They did. The pressure was immense, and Flowers succumbed to it. The first one hit him, and the second one finished it up. That's going to happen when you only have 5 or 6, you have 5 down linemen against some extra blitzers. That one looks like a dead duck. Yeah, shot out of the air. Falls short of C.J. Parrish, who was the receiver past the sticks.
I think Ethan Flowers just panicked that time, felt the pressure one more time. Bringing it.
It was down the back of his neck, if not there, as the ball got out of his hands. 2 receivers to each side here for Flowers. 5-step drop, and oh my goodness, how can you make a throw when that large human is in your face? All 6'5", 325 pounds, but Jerry D. Gond batting that one down.
2 big, huge plays in a row by Jerry D. Gond.
Absolutely. Forcing Scylla Aldmere to kick this one for Detroit. And it's going to move in. Sails to the right. And at this point, Ray, I'd argue that Scylla Aldmere is your offensive player of the game so far for Detroit.
I'd have to agree.
Rob Hunt, although, has been terrific so far in the receiving game. 4 catches, 68 yards. I mean, Flowers has a ton of yards. He's just under 50%, but with those turnovers, I mean, he's at a 31 QBR right now. You got to clean that up. Fort Worth going to get the ball back at home, hoping to build on the momentum and increase their lead, which is now cut down to 4 after the kick by Aldmere.
They've had tons of offense, just not a whole lot of scoring.
That's true. They've been able to move the ball, but they haven't been able to finish.
Fort Worth's been playing with a short field for most of the night with all the turnovers, so.
That's very true. And, I mean, it's got to be a shout to Detroit's defense that they only have 13 points with the short field they've been playing with. This is going to be a pitch to the left-hand side for Bacon. Going to break 2 tackles before being brought down. It's going to be a gain of 3 on the tough run.
Great pursuit by the defense, though. Limits that to a game of 3. That play's been working before.
It has. The defender swarming to the ball carrier that time, and it certainly worked out. Another single back look for Fort Worth. Price going to call for motion. That's Mr. Hacker moving from right to left, making it 2 receivers solely on that left-hand side. And a run right up the middle. That time it was Jet Zero who barrels through a defender only to get brought down by another, making it 3rd and 4. Jubilee Marsh having himself a day. 5 tackles on the night, a TFL with it, and an interception. They're playing very well. Going to see Hacker motion again, a very similar formation to what we saw before. Price rolling out to his right. Shoots that one to the right side. It's going to be caught, and then some. Robert Garrett Jr. getting shifty, the big tight end, as he's going to push way past the sticks. Not often do you see a guy 6'7", 268 move like that.
And the Cowboys on the loose.
Certainly is. Barrels through a tackler, stiff arms another, says, here, taste some of that stockyard turf, as he charges well past the 50. Some more single back here. Price surveys the strong, formidable defense of Detroit. Pitching that one to the right. This time it's Zero. Charges ahead for 4 yards, and Ray, that's what you said earlier. That works well when they can get some space.
It does, and like I said, I'm not used to seeing Jet Zero on the running outside routes, but I mean, hey, whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works indeed. A gain of 4 is a good gain, especially on 1st down.
Oh, here we go. Here's the fridge.
Here we go. The big man, oh, he's moving. He's on the move. Strong eye, he's going out, he makes a block, and Bacon charges forward.
What? Somebody's hurt.
We're gonna see an injury here. And it's Matthias Citrion, number 94 for Detroit. I wouldn't be surprised if the fridge went and fell on him and caused that. Hopefully Citrion is able to get back into this one. Hate to see him go down. A strong member of the defense. Yeah, they did. I mean, he helped stop.
They didn't give him the first and 3rd inches. Yeah. I'm surprised. I thought he had it.
Put his body on the line to help that one. Hopefully he can come back soon healthy. Here's another split look here. Price hands it off to the left. Bacon fires his way. He is loose, and he's on the plate, well past the sticks. And you're in the red zone now if you're Fort Worth. And now, I mean, your run game's really been working up to this point, certainly in this second half. And I feel you got to feel good now that you're starting to get a lot. It's certainly more productive than it was in the first half. You know, they were getting a few small runs here and there, but now they're pretty explosive with these runs.
You're wearing the Detroit defense down.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Jet Zero sends a defender to the shadow realm, if you will.
Well, yeah, I mean, these 2 backs are coming in and out. They have fresh legs, so
yeah.
They're just regular defensive players with them, basically.
Zero full steam ahead at Casper Haddock. He was running angry on that play. We're going to see a pass out of that split. Looks, it's Hacker. You talked about it, Ray, how good he is off the line, separating from the receiver. That's another instance of it. Price just not able to lead that one far enough. Could have been 6.
It's kind of like that end zone play where Hacker just found himself all by himself.
Yeah, that's what made me think of it.
Cannot leave him alone.
Yep, it reminded me of you making the analysis earlier on that touchdown of how good he is off the line, and just not that far in front of him, which would have been a touchdown if it was. We're going to see a strong eye look here for Fort Worth, certainly looking like a running scenario.
Here's the fridge. Let's go. Run behind him.
Let's see it. Oh, it's a pass. They fool everyone, and they complete it. It completely pays off in their favor, and yee-haw! Robert Garrett Jr., the Cowboy, gonna score that one.
So you think you're gonna run? You put your big tight end in the middle of the end zone. You have him wait there, and great job by Eric Price finding him.
Especially. And it seemed like man coverage that close to the goal line, which wouldn't surprise me with how many bodies they probably brought towards the line. expecting it to be a run, because I certainly did. I would have bet my kidney on it, and I'm glad I didn't. Sophia Peaches knocks the extra point in, making it an 11-point game now for Fort Worth. This just seems like a boxing match right now. Fort Worth has the length advantage, so they're keeping them just out of arm's length, and they're just throwing jabs, like, you know, just jabbing every once in a while. And they just keep the lead just out of the reach of Detroit.
Most importantly, that was a long drive for Fort Worth. It took off like almost 3.5 minutes off the clock.
Certainly was. Detroit gonna have the ball back in their hands. Can only imagine we'll see more of that gun-ho type offense.
Empty back.
That's Parrish who gets the return. As Flowers hoping to shake off his previous mistakes and hoping that he can lead his fellow Maulers to the promised land. More empty here. Flowers under center, surveys his defense. 5-step drop, shoots it to the right-hand side to Rob Hunt, who has been sensational tonight. It's not often you see him drop those.
Well, he probably wants that one back.
Yeah. It looked like a little bit behind him. Certainly had to contort his body to be able to catch it, but you hit your hands. That's the golden rule as a receiver, I hear. If you hit your hands, you got to catch it.
Need more stick 'em.
Yep, absolutely. Single back now for Flowers. Gibson going to be a blocker.
Wow, look at this.
So much time. Yeah, he fires it to Rob Hunt again. Really tight coverage there from Zion Waddles, the free safety, playing down on that cloud flat. Unable to haul that one in there was Rob Hunt again. 3rd and 10 now. You're going to have 5 wide here for Price. Fort Worth in the dime again, playing well off the line as they should. They know they need 10. Flowers rolling out to his left. So much time. He could make a sandwich and more. He's going to run, and he's going to get brought down 3 yards short after that little scamper.
Should have ran a little bit sooner all the time he had.
Completely agree. You know, if he would have ran it a couple seconds earlier, that receiver still would have been there to help maybe place a block or something downfield. But at that point, he had already, tried to playmaker himself a route open.
He took a nap in between.
He definitely could have with how much time there was. My goodness. Best pocket of the night, I'd argue. Fort Worth again going to have the ball. And with the offensive display we saw last drive, why not run it some more?
I'd start killing clock right now if I was Fort Worth.
I completely agree with you, Ray. You take it into the 4th and you take as much time off as you can from that 10 minutes. You got 2 receivers to Price's right and a single back. 5-step drop, shoots that one to the middle of the field. Oh, it's caught! What a play from Rick Evans.
I want to see that game. I'm not sure what happened there. He was
Let's see this.
And then
the linebacker, 29, makes the play, bats it up. It bounces off 2 helmets and eventually finds the hands of Rick Evans.
Great concentration by Rick Evans on that football.
I don't know who you blame on that. Do you blame Price? Do you blame... I don't know. Do you blame Mother Luck? I don't know. We'll blame Price because it'll go on the stat sheet.
Yes.
Flowers going to call for the motion. You know what time it is. Gibson makes his way to the backfield once again.
From the middle of the field.
Shoots that one to the left-hand side. Robert Henson getting a little... He did. The big man getting down and dirty with that catch, diving to make the snag. Not often do you see big old 240-pound, 6'4" man dive like that, but he did.
I think he'd get up.
That one handed up the middle. They run it. And Gibson showing why they should. Charges ahead for a 1st down. Detroit maybe getting a little bit of momentum.
Wow, look at that hole.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess you caught the whole defense totally off guard. You've been passing the ball all night. They're like, what the hell? Is somebody in the backfield? They're not gonna run.
I mean, Flowers has as many rushes as Gibson does, which is crazy. Flowers, 5-step drop here again. So much time. Shoots it to the right, and it is picked. Ben Charbs takes it the other way, and it is pandemonium in the stockyards.
Holy crap! Another interception. How many have we had now?
I think that's 7.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I believe that is, that's 7. Ethan Flowers has thrown 5. Price has thrown 2.
Well, he
Rick
both
Evans
came into the game with quite a few interceptions. And I said earlier, they're going to have to protect the ball a little bit better.
It's very true. Flowers came into the game with 8. Price had 7.
Right.
Neither of them had positive touchdown to interception ratios, however. Fort Worth, again, going to have a single back in their backfield. Price shoots that one to the right-hand side, and it's caught just as the defender makes a hit. Who else but Mr. Stephen Hacker?
Like I said, you need to start triple teaming him.
Yep.
Look at him off the line. I mean, he's by himself.
He is. I mean, the coverage that Detroit is playing with their corners is so soft that if Price is able to throw it quick enough, just on a little, you can see it again here on the right-hand side. They could do the same thing and it'd probably work unless that linebacker made a step back. But that won't happen. They will pitch it to the left-hand side. Bacon is sizzling as he gets a gain of 5 after breaking the first tackle.
That screen pass works. Every
really
time they
does.
used it so far, they've gotten positive yardage.
Yeah, whether they do it with Bacon or 0, somebody is going to convert it 4 yards as the time is going to tick away in the third quarter. Fort Worth leading Detroit 20-9. 11-point lead for these Toros in their home at the Stockyards. Don't go anywhere. Things are just getting exciting. We'll see you here in a few. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DJ Kilgannon. With me in the booth is Rochelle Colston. Cameron Irvine in the SFL truck pressing the buttons. J.W. Harsorn and Corey Menner on Stats Truck tonight, making us sound oh so smart. As Bacon fizzles forward, well for a first. Detroit.
Smash that like button and get your fours up, everybody. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. Let's see him in the chat. First one to put him in there gets a free SFL shirt. That is a lie. Don't listen to me. Price under center now. Single back. Again, that toss play. 0 doesn't even get touched until he gains 5. And it doesn't matter because he breaks that tackle and pushes it past the sticks on 1st and 10. If you can do that every time, this game is set and match.
Fort Worth, I would not throw the ball at this point. If your run game's working, I just keep using it.
I completely agree with you, Ray. And with the single back, it looks like they will. Bacon right up the middle. Gets hit and brought down only for a game of 4.
So you worn this defense down. They're tired. Your run game's working.
I mean, the more you run, the more tired the defense will be. You know, it's working. There's the Fridge laying out a block.
Yeah,
0 brought down for a gain of basically nothing.
The Fridge is so big that 0 couldn't get around him.
He's like it was more of an obstacle for him on that play. Single back look. It's Bacon in the backfield. You need 5 here. Hacker motioning from right to left. We've seen this a few times. Rick Evans will follow him over. Price, 5-step drop, rolling out to his right, shoots that one to the middle. Incomplete. Tight coverage there from Detroit. It was to Stephen Hacker, but it's going to fall incomplete. Nice coverage there from the aforementioned Rick Evans.
I think Price was a little rushed and just overthrew Hacker just a little bit.
I agree. And now from the 34 and a half, looks like they're going to punt. Again, you had mentioned not trusting Peaches. And they will keep that rhetoric going. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable completely. But the punt is almost so perfect.
Oh.
Just slips its way into the end zone, putting him out to the 20. Detroit, you got something. It absolutely was. Detroit got to get something going now. I mean, they don't really got to change from what they've done in the game, but what they've been doing in the game hasn't worked.
Another empty set. Flowers has got to be more careful with the ball.
He absolutely does. Rob Hunt makes his way to the left. Watch out for him. Flowers 5-step drops, attacks the middle of the field. Gibson unable to catch it. Not his former wide receiver self. And the running back hands are catching up to him as that one falls incomplete off his hands.
Another dangerous pass from Flowers.
Eddie Gage throwing up a 4 in the chat for your pool boy, Rochelle.
I have a pool.
Ethan Flowers takes his 2-step drop. Attacks the middle again, but that time it's complete. CJ Parrish, a very athletic catch. Looked like Air Jordan out there.
Beautiful one-handed catch by Parrish, and since the hold on after the hit.
Does. It gets speared in the side, and the concentration to hold that in. Very, very impressive from Parrish. And Flowers again in this empty set look against a very familiar 4-3-4 work defense. Shoots that one to the middle that time. Gibson catches it. Gets chased down by the Fort Worth Toro after a pretty good gain from Gibson. Gets revenge on that previous drop and a lot of yards after it.
Gibson came through up the line, got behind the linebackers. The secondary is playing way off and just made a great, beautiful catch.
That is cracking me up. 1st and 10 now for Flowers, excuse me. 39 passes for Flowers now, 46% completion. Takes his 2-step drop. Rifles that one over the middle. Gonna be caught by CJ Parrish. And Detroit is finally getting some momentum now, Rochelle, it seems.
Yep, I think we're going to the zone defense. They're just finding holes, attacking the middle of the field.
They do, and it's working. You know, the levels concept, attacking over the top of the linebackers. Now that they're throwing it to someone a little slower in coverage, they're able to get it over him as Flowers drops back again right over the head of the linebacker again to Andrew Gibson. Now it's 1st and goal, and this is where previously we've seen Detroit's offense kind of stall out.
That's Gibson's 5th reception from 82 yards.
He is very versatile, the Swiss Army knife, if you will. Flowers under center, empty look for him. Attacks the middle, and it's caught! It is! Touchdown, C.J. Parrish.
That was very similar to his last one-handed catch.
Yep.
Almost like the same exact play.
Looked very, very similar. Now, Rochelle, I'm very curious. If you're Detroit here, do you just kick the PAT, make it a 4-point game? Or do you risk it, try and go for 2, make it a 3-point game?
I think I see Flowers on the field. I think they're going for it.
And they
Or not.
Will not. They don't like my gambling tendencies, probably for the best. They kick the extra point, making it a 4-point ball game for these Detroit Maulers. They're clawing their way back into it. 6-play, 80-yard drive that time.
I think it's the best passes I've seen from Flowers all night.
Yeah, it's certainly the best drive. It took 3.5 quarters, but Flowers gets one in the end zone, and it's arguably the best time to do so. Still needs one, however, if he wants to win this ball game. But first, your defense is going to have to stop this rushing attack.
Definitely. If not, Fort Worth can go down and just kill the clock.
One positive here for Detroit. If you allow a field goal, it is still a touchdown game. It'll still be able to tie it if you take it the other way. Of course, no touchdowns allowed. A touchdown almost guaranteedly seals the game. Of course, you want to allow no points, but you can live with a field goal. As long as your offense can replicate what they just did. Price under center. Single back look again. Most familiar sight we have seen all night. Gives that one up the middle. It's Zero who's going to meet a wall, and that wall's name is Chris Deli.
Great play by Chris Delro.
Absolutely was. 4 tackles for him tonight. Been getting involved in the run game quite a bit. Another single back look here. Detroit's defense questioning what they will do. They're going to pass. Rolling out to the right-hand side. The back making a block. And it's going to be incomplete. J.W. Hartshorn bats that one down, making it his first pass deflection of the night. And Fort Worth now. Go ahead.
That was scary because the receiver was behind him.
It was. If that was caught, and we see plays like that all the time where the defensive back takes a step ahead, they try and make a play, and we see him miss, and it goes over the top, and the receiver is gone. At that time, J.W. Hartshorn was able to bat that one down. And we're going to see an injury. Carlos Emmons, Fort Worth backup outside linebacker, going to go down. And now if you're Detroit, your best offensive drive was literally last drive. Momentum has got to be in your corner. You got to be feeling positive. And if you're Flowers, you're certainly feeling better than you felt all night.
You got great starting field position and boots. So.
Yep. Absolutely. Flowers shoots that one to the middle of the field, and oh my goodness, C.J. Parrish is a magician. Someone have him checked.
Thanks, bye.
Yep. If he pulled a rabbit out of his helmet at this point, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd bat my eyes, and I wouldn't question anything. Flowers pushes past 300 on the day. 44.6 QBR for him. 5-step drop. Attacks the middle again, and it's Gibson again. They've clearly found something, Rochelle, in these last 2 drives that they could have been taking advantage of the whole game. The middle of the field certainly looking to be a weak spot.
Receiving yards, too. Wow.
Yep.
6 receptions for 99 yards.
Very impressive, especially from a running back. Matching C.J. Parrish's numbers, which is insane to look at. 2-step drop again to the middle of the field. It's Rob Hunt who hunts down that ball, makes a great catch in open field. It's 1st and 10, and Rochelle, this is looking like a whole new Detroit ball club.
Well, the zone defense is just tearing it apart.
Yeah.
They need to switch over to man.
It's almost like this is what they've wanted to do the whole game, and it's finally working. This is when you need it to work, but if it could have happened sooner, things could have been a lot different.
Right.
Going to see C.J. Parrish move to that right-hand side. Flowers is going to drop back and attacks the middle again. It's Gibson for a receiving touchdown, and he is living in the middle of this Fort Worth defense.
Now he's at 7 receptions for 116 yards. He got right in between 5 defenders, and Ethan Flowers threw a rocket to him.
Absolutely did. A great route, a great catch, and a great throw. Andrew Gibson is leading the game in receiving yards. That is shocking. And Detroit is going to take the lead. After such a grueling first 3.5 quarters, they take the lead with 3.5 minutes left.
The last 2 possessions by Detroit have been beautiful.
Yeah, imagine if they did that the whole game. It would be a crazy game up to this point, but they just didn't. But, they've done it the last 2 possessions, like you said, and that's what matters, because now they're winning. Now your defense needs to show up. Can you stop this run attack? Can you stop Zero and Bacon? Can you stop Hacker and Price from making that connection once again? From the 20, Price is under center. Looks like some pressure is being brought. It's a handoff to the outside for Bacon, and he's going to get brought down for a loss of 1. That's Chris Delro getting involved again.
I think Detroit's offense has put a spark in their defense.
Certainly looks like it, in the best spot of the night to do so. Eric Price again in single back. We have seen this look a few times. Stephen Hacker moving to that left-hand side. I'm expecting a pass to him over the middle. Price rolls out, fires to the left-hand side. It's number 14. That's Henry McGee. Make that his 5th catch of the night.
Fort Worth's coming out attacking.
Certainly are, and you kind of got to. You know, the time is starting to tick away, and for the first time in this game, the pressure is on these Toros. The time is finally becoming a factor, and negatively for them, I should say. Price again. Single back, takes a 2 and more step drop, shoots that one to the middle of the field. Henry McGee catches it, and he's on the run. He's getting chased down to the 10, 5, touchdown. Henry McGee makes those Maulers taste his dust.
Wow. He got behind the defenders, perfect pass. He gets off to the races, and no one was catching him.
No one at all, Rochelle. Talk about explosiveness. It took one step for Henry McGee on a post route to just be gone. There was no safety in the middle of the field to help play prevent, and he took advantage of it. He's so quick off the line, and we saw that on full display on that play.
Just like that. Tables have turned.
Wow. What a game we're watching right now. Again, we're back to a 4-point lead for the Toros as Sophia Peaches knocks in that extra point, and a 3-play, 80-yard drive caps us off. Wow, I can't believe that, Rochelle.
Now the question is, did they score too quickly and leave too much time on the clock for Detroit?
Maybe, but I feel like if you're Fort Worth, with how many turnovers and how successful your defense was in the first half alone, it's hard not to trust them to make one stop. One stop is all you need, right? One stop seals the game pretty much, whether it be a turnover, whether it be forcing turnover on downs. Just got to make a stop. It's 1st and 10 now. Flowers again on the hot seat. Everybody in Motor City looking at him to make something happen. Flowers 5-step drops, facing pressure again, fires to Gibson in the middle of the field. He's rented a house. He's made it his own. He's decorated it in the middle of this defense.
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah, taking a nap. I mean, making the bed, taking a shower, brushing his teeth. I mean, everything, really. It's just my formation now, but it will roll into the 2-minute warning. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes left to cap off this Saturday night of SFL action. Don't go anywhere. As we look to see if Ethan Flowers can come up big for these Maulers. 3-2, hoping to make that 4-2. Fort Worth wanting to get their 2nd win. Andrew Gibson going to run it, getting the first down, something we haven't got to say a whole lot tonight.
I'm surprised.
Going to be down right past the 45 as the clock ticks away. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. Empty look here. Middle of that defense is certainly packed for Fort Worth. Going to be risky territory to throw to. They motion the receiver to the backfield. It's not Gibson this time, though. And it's a sack for Fort Worth. That time it was Hendrick Callahan who made the huge play for Fort Worth. That's his 1st of the season.
You definitely don't want to be going backwards here.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, a field goal doesn't help you out, but you need all the yards you can get. Five wide now for Flowers. He rolls out to the left, attacking that same side, and it's to Robert Henson. That one's going to be incomplete in tight coverage.
Well, that time the coverage was a lot better. There was more defenders around the receiver.
Very tight. And a risky throw, but what can you do? You got to push it downfield. 3rd and 16 now. You got to make something happen, Flowers. I expect to see the middle of the field be attacked. Rob Hunt moving his way to the right side, making it 3 to that side. Flowers takes a 5-step drop, shoots it to the right on a short pass, and makes it 4th and 10. We're going to see a timeout. And this just in, Eddie Gage agrees to do a push-up for every yard recorded in this game. We'll be doing that live for the 100th episode of TSAT. I lied, I made that up. That's a good suggestion.
I agree, he should do it.
Flowers under center in this 5-wide look. Rolls out to his left. The pressure's there. Shoots to the middle, and it's incomplete. Fort Worth is going to hold them, and they are going to take the win in the Stockyards. Just over a minute to go, and they hold them. Wow, to CJ Parrish. He's been a magician all night, and that time it's incomplete. Wow.
So turnover on downs. Fort Worth, just get into the victory formation and call it a day.
And that they will do. Fort Worth signing their check, getting in victory formation. Wow, what a heartbreaker if you're Detroit. You had a chance. You just couldn't get it done. Ray, I got to hear it. Oh, here we go. Through 7 weeks of the season, 14 of the SFL's 23 teams are either 3-2, neutral at 2-2, or 2-3. My gosh.
This season has been absolutely insane. Any team can win on any given day. It's unreal.
Yeah, absolutely. That leaves 9 teams either 4-1 or 1 win or fewer, I guess you should say.
Right. I don't think anybody doesn't have any wins.
Correct. Yeah, no one is winless up to this point, which I think is just great for the league as a whole. Really, don't want anyone to be winless, and we knocked that record out pretty quick there early on in this season. Still a undefeated team in those DC Dragons, who we will get the pleasure of watching later on in the week. Still, it's going to be your Monday night game. Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty calling that one 2-2. Baltimore Vultures going and traveling not too far to DC, who are 5-0 right now. That'll be your Monday night game. Oh, it will. It certainly will. 4 in the chat for no winless teams as we call it a game in the Stockyards. Fort Worth going to take the 4-point win over Detroit, and I think the best way I can describe it was just a weird game. Rochelle, let me hear your thoughts.
I mean, you can't throw 5 receptions in a game and expect to win.
No.
That's what it came down to.
It did, and it was just, I mean, Detroit was performing late. They just couldn't catch up to their own mistakes. They shot himself in the foot and then tried to run a foot race. They just couldn't keep up. The blood was already gushing, and by that time, putting pressure on it was far too late. Now, I'm so curious. You got to give a game ball to someone. Who are you giving it to?
I'm going to have to say...
And you can't say the fridge.
Probably Hacker.
Hacker, yep. Very respectable. 6 catches, 64 yards from him. I'll probably give it to Grackleflint. Had 6 tackles, 2 pass deflections, 2 picks. He was monstrous in that first half of play. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been your cap off of your Saturday night in the SFL. Fort Worth knocks down Detroit 27-23. For myself, DJ Kilgannon, for Rochelle Colston, Cameron Irvine, JW Hartshorn, and Corey Menner, have yourselves a great night.
Hi, everyone.